Zoroaster was a prophet who lived in ancient Iran around 1800 BC. The teachings that emerged from his visions of God have become known as Zoroastrianism. Zoroastrian theology's main tenets include the existence of one God and the personal happiness or reward that is the natural outcome of using one's free will to formulate good thoughts, good words, and good deeds. Respecting all life, Zoroaster was himself a pure vegetarian and forbade all animal sacrifice. His universal philosophy is believed to have influenced Greek thought and major revealed religions of the world. Based on oral tradition, the Menog Khrad, or Spirit of Wisdom, written in Middle Persian, has no known author and is said to date back to the early 1500s. The text, 63 chapters in length, follows a symbolic character, Dana, meaning knowing and wise, who searches for the truth, discovering the virtue of innate wisdom. Today, we invite you to listen to excerpts of chapters 47 to 63 from Menog Khrad, the Spirit of Wisdom, one of the sacred texts of Zoroastrianism. Chapter 57. The arrangement of the earth and the mingling of the water in the earth, the growth and increase of plants, color of various kinds, and the scent, taste, and pleasantness of various things are allotted and produced more fully through wisdom. And the arrangement of albores around the world, the manifestation of the earths of the 7 regions, and the sky above the mountain of albores, the motion of the sun and moon, and 12 constellations, the 6 times of the season festivals, the 5 times devoted to guardian spirits, the heaven which is in the place of good thoughts, the place of good words, the place of good deeds, and the perfect supreme heaven of all gloriousness, the path of the spirits and worldly existences, and the Ching bridge, all produced and allotted through the power of wisdom. The watery-looking cloud seizing water from the sea, advancing in the atmosphere and gradually breaking away, drop by drop, to the earth, and Urmast's creatures thoroughly understanding the nature of heaven and Hades, the compassion of Urmast the archangels, and other angels as regards their own creatures, and the devastation and destructiveness of Ahriman and the demons as regards the creatures of Urmast, it is possible to comprehend through the more complete power of wisdom. And the good religion of the Mazda worshippers, the sayings and teaching of the spirits, and the demons demolishing the worldly body and making it imperceptible by the sight of man, are apprehended more fully by means of the most perfect means of wisdom. To occasion the sun's inspection of the hidden water also below the earth, it is expedient to convey it for tillage and cultivation, and the advantage, comfort, and enjoyment of men and beasts of burden, oxen and sheep, through the power of wisdom. The thorough understanding of the pain and sickness of men and beasts of burden, oxen, sheep, and other animals, and the bringing of medicine and remedies, health of body and comfort unto them, are much more possible to effect by means of the power of wisdom. And as to every man whose participation in wisdom is much, his share of heaven is then much more. even as to Vishtasp, Zoroaster, Gayomard, and those others whose share of heaven was much greater on account of much wisdom coming unto them. And as to Yim, Feridun, Chaos, and those other rulers who obtained splendor and mightiness from the sacred beings, just as the participation of Vishtas and other rulers in the religion occurred, and their not attaining to the religion, and also as to the times when they have become ungrateful unto their own Lord, it was on account of the little coming of wisdom unto them. And Ahriman also and the demons deceive that man more, and lead him to Hades, who is poorer of wisdom and unsteadier in disposition. And it is manifest that unto him who is virtuous in disposition, habit, and demeanor praise is then due, owing to his maintenance of wisdom. For it is declared that Ahriman shouted to Zardosht thus, "If thou desist from this good religion of the Mazda worshippers, then I will give thee 1,000 years dominion of the worldly existence, as was given to the Vadakan monarch Dahak, on account of complete wisdom and the virtuous disposition and demeanor of Zardosht, not having hearkened and not being deluded, he did not become deceived, and longing through that temptation of the accursed evil one, the wicked." And he spoke to Ahriman thus, "I will shatter and cause to run, and will make downcast for thee the bodies of your demons and fiends, wizards and witches, through the Homa and sacred twigs, and the good true religion which the Creator Urmast hath taught to me." Ahriman, when those words were heard by him, became confounded and stupefied, and rushed to Hades, and remained confounded a long time. This too is declared that Urmast, when Ahriman, by agreement, had further operated with his Urmast creatures and creation of every kind, afterwards formed an assembly with the angels and archangels of every kind, and the welfare due to his own wisdom was mentioned and recounted by him. This, too, is declared that for the 9,000 years of renovation until the resurrection and future existence, wisdom maintains and stimulates the creatures and creation of every kind. And this, too, is declared that as to him who is an ignorant and bad-tempered man, even when he attains much eminence, opulence, and authority, even then he is not fit to elevate into that welfare and authority. Chapter 60. The sage asked the spirit of wisdom thus, "Of mankind, which are more conversant with good and evil?" The spirit of wisdom answered thus, "Of mankind, he who stays with and does business with the bad, and they provide him a name for good repute and goodness, is the man more conversant with good. And he who stays with and does business with the good, and they provide him a name for disrepute, is the man more conversant with evil. Because it is said that whoever joins with the good brings good with him, and whoever joins with the bad brings evil, just like the wind, which when it comes upon stench is a stench, and when it comes upon perfume is perfume. It is therefore notorious that he whose business is with the good receives good, and he whose business is with the bad receives evil. But even then, both are to be considered as an experiment. Chapter 63. The sage asked the Spirit of Wisdom thus, "Which is that good work which is greater and better than all good works, and no trouble whatever is necessary for its performance?" The Spirit of Wisdom answered thus, "To be grateful in the world, and to wish happiness for everyone. This is greater and better than every good work, and no commotion whatever is necessary for its performance." Happy viewers! Thank you for joining us for today's episode on Words of Wisdom.